I'm going to press the record button. It is the 15th of August. We are still busy with a complete presentation. And I'm on the third video now. I just want to recap on what we did before. We had $5,000 here in the practical trade. We explained to the guy, if you divide that by the entry price, it'll give you the X number of shares. We took the X number of shares. We multiplied that by the target price, where you've got to sell to make your money. We then showed the client how much bucks he made in a day, X amount per day. No one's going to be excited about a few $100 in a day, but what they don't understand is, obviously, if they make money every single day, they'll trade every single day. And if I get back to my presentation, so if I take that X amount of money that they make per day and I multiply it by 5 working days, it'll show me what the person makes in a week. If I take what they make in a week and I multiply it by 4, it'll show me what the person can make in the month. If I take what he makes a month and I multiply that by 12, it'll show me the potential that he can make in a year. Okay, please note the word potential. We can't promise people success or certain returns. We can only say it's possible because it'll depend on them. Are they doing something? Are they making it happen? Please, I don't want any client to come back and say the salesman promised me this, that, or whatever.
I can't promise you something if you don't buy something. That's the thing. I can't say buy this and buy this and buy this and promise you to make money if you don't go and buy this and buy this and buy this.
So what he's saying here, Jean, is if you don't trade, there's no chance of you making money. Something that I want to explain to you that I ran past people on Thursday last week, and I think very few of you saw it, is I want to explain the emotional timeline of our sale. It has definitely changed Dan and Dean's life, Dan in particular, and I think you were still sick. So I want to explain something to you guys saw earlier, is when I got to the end here, when I showed the people all the money that he could make, this is where I closed the person. This is where I asked for the deal, and I started signing the guy. And at this point in time, he didn't even know what he was getting. Am I right? The emotional timeline to you on a different page. I'm going to draw a graph here. I'm going to say, okay, there's the values on the left-hand side, and I'm going to do one of those funny graphs, an oscillator, but I don't want to make it complicated. Here, this line that you see in the middle, that's a 0 value. Here above it, I'm going to have positive values, and at the bottom, I'm going to have negative values. And I'm going to say this is the client's emotions. Okay? Now, you all know that there's 7 steps of the sale, or you should know by now. The first step is rapport, getting to know the person. Am I right? Yes. And the second step is 5 questions. And the third step is money in the bank. And the fourth step is SPM, which stands for share price movements. And the fifth step is the daily trade idea, DTI, daily trade idea. And then step number 6 is the practical trade. And then step number 7 is where I explain the product and I say here close. But watch what I did. I actually asked the guy to sign up right here. Are you all with me?
Mm-hmm. So what's number 6 again?
6 is practical trade.
It's 7 steps of what?
7 steps of the sale. So I want Tandeka in particular to see this. Everyone with sales experience, Victor, this 0 line is the client's emotions. So when you meet someone, when you walk into the sales presentation and they like you as a person, what's going to happen to their emotions? They're going to go up. Now you ask them 5 questions, maybe it stays the same, maybe it goes up. Am I right? Now you show him what his money is doing in the bank. What is his emotions now supposed to do?
In the bank, down.
You want to push this guy as far negative and upset with the banks as you can. The better you do this, the better results you're going to get. If you're sitting there and it doesn't bother him and it's all cool, then you're not doing your job properly. Okay? So you must make him depressed.
Disappointed.
Disappointed. He wants to cut his wrist like Oscar did and die. put him under 24-hour watch. That's how bad it must be. Now, he's all depressed that he's never going to become rich. Now you start explaining about share price movements. Maybe he recovers a little bit of the stress. Then the daily trade idea, maybe he recovers. And now you show him the practical trade and you show him all the money he can make. So where must his emotions go now? Where is his emotions the highest? Where is he most excited?
Where he can see he's making money.
Where you take the X amount of money and you multiply it by 12 months and you show him this figure of 100K and more of what that's when he's most excited. Now, that is where you ask for the money. The biggest mistake that many of you do, you continue with a sales presentation, and now you start telling him about the trading room and this and that and all the stuff he's going to do, and the more he realizes that he gets to do work, the less excited he becomes. And now he actually understands, I've got to get off my ass to make some money. And most of you at this point in time want to say to him, okay, now give me 20,000 bucks.
Sell the sizzle, not a steak.
So you don't ask for the money, money after you've explained all this shit here. You put the money on this page. This is where you start doing the paperwork. And the only thing that will do your paperwork, if he then says to you, okay, explain to me what I get, then you'll move to this page and you'll start explaining some of those things. Are you all with me? Sure. Do you see the impact of it, Tandeka? So here's my question to you. Where do you normally ask for the money? Where have you been asking for the money? Here.
Yes.
Okay, do you understand where you've gone wrong?
Yes. So what you are saying is you actually ask for the money when their emotions are at the peak.
Of course.
When you're excited.
And people.
Where have you been asking for the money, Victor?
I've been doing it wrong. I think on the last slide.
Exactly.
It's really thinking, okay.
No, I've been telling the second one.
Here.
Yes.
Well done.
Close the telling.
This is where you go for the deal. If you just learn the thing of the emotions and where to ask for the money. Oops. I don't know how to undo that. Oh, there's my undo. Hey, this is so cool, eh? Then your results is a lot better. When I showed Dan this, I think he did 4 presentations since Thursday afternoon, and he signed every single client. Every single one. And it's because he's closing at the right point. Okay, so let me explain the pricing to you now. I want Jan, because he was asking about it. I've closed the client now. I'm signing him up. Everything is hunky-dory. As I go along with the enrollment form, at some point in time, either the person's going to say, okay, hang on, how much does this cost, or what do I get? Okay?
How much do you want to make?
Yes.
There we are.
It doesn't
So,
cost you anything.
Jordan. I'm going to do the role play with Jordan because he's new. I want Jordan to turn around and say, Hardus, how much does this cost? And then I'm going to explain the price to him. And I'm particularly doing it because Johannes has asked me, he's not sure what do people pay and what do they get and this and that and whatever. So, Jordan, ask me.
Okay, how much does this cost?
Thank you for asking that question. What I want to do, Jordan, is I want to show you what your options are. All right, I'm going to give you a range of options. And then I'm going to ask you to pick the best option for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain to you. The investment that you can make in 2 things. You're obviously going to make an investment, number 1, in our product. And you're obviously going to make an investment in yourself. You with me?
Yeah.
So let me explain to you about the options. You can do this by cash. You can use a check. You can give us a check. You can do an EFT. Okay. You can use a credit card, straight or on budget. But you already explained to me earlier that you don't have a credit card, so that won't be an option for you.
Okay.
And we also have a company called CTI who will give you a loan, if you like, to cover your course fee.
All right.
Not only will they loan you money for the course fee, so I'm going to write here course, and I'm going to change the color so that I know you can see it nicely. Not only will they be prepared to loan you money for the course if you qualify, but CTI will also loan you 5,000 Rand to trade with for your trading account to start to trade with. Everyone with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and the nice thing here is, obviously, I'll get to it now. I get so excited about how I'm going to help you to get started. So, what is your fee to get started with us? It's 20,780 bucks. Plus, very, very important, plus 249 Rand a month by debit order for 36 months. So let me make a suggestion now. Are you ready for the suggestion?
Yeah.
And then I can make you pick. You can obviously take this 20,780 bucks and you can give it to me in cash, or you can give me a check, or you can do a transfer. What I recommend for many people is to take the CTI loan. And there's a reason why I tell people to do that. If you go for CTI, your monthly repayment is going to be 1,461 Rand a month. Okay?
Yes.
There's a very important reason why I recommend this. Are you ready for the reason?
I think I know what it is, yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Do you want to take all the cash that you have and pay us and have nothing to trade with? Or now that you've seen the kind of that you can make over here with 5,000, would you rather want to take the cash that you have, put it in your trading account and start trading?
I'd rather do that, yeah.
Okay, so is the CTI option the best for
It
you?
would be, yeah.
Okay, so let me start filling out the CTI paperwork. And before I forget, well done, by the way, and welcome on board.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, CTI, blah, blah, blah. Off I go. Okay, let me get all your documents. Can I stop there for a moment?
Yeah, what documents? Sorry, what documents do we want?
Okay, really simple. Please, I'm so glad that we're doing this. Who's got an ID book here? Can I ask you to take your ID book out so that I can use it as a sample? I can use the ID card and I want to use the ID book. If we open a trading account for a client, we need FICA documents. The FICA documents that we need is very simple. We need a copy of his ID. Not certified.
Otherwise,
Okay.
you can take a picture from the cell phone.
Yes, and I'm going to even demo. So not certified. It doesn't have to be certified. And a photograph with your cell phone is cool as long as it's a clear cell phone photograph. So number one that we need is a copy of the guy's ID. Number two is we need proof of residence. Also, doesn't have to be certified, and you can take a cell phone photo. So, you heard me earlier when I closed him, I said, do you have your ID book on him? He gives his ID book to me, and I say, okay, let me open your ID book. I do not put the ID book down on the desk, because if I take a cell phone photo, there will be shadows from the light. So, Jean, hold it on the sides. Your finger can't be in the way of the picture. So hold it in that corner. I don't want a photo of the left-hand side of the ID book, people. All I want is a photo of the ID book itself. So I'll take my cell phone. I'll demo it for you now. I zoom in on the ID. I press the button. That's all I need. And when you hand in the deal, you WhatsApp the ID photo. You don't have to print it, and it's acceptable. Also, the proof of residence, I don't need the physical documents. If the client doesn't have his proof of residence with him, he can go and take a photograph when he gets home with his cell phone and WhatsApp it to you, and you hand it in with a deal. You WhatsApp, except of driving all the way, go and fetch this, that, or whatever the case might be. If his bank statement has his address on, you can use that as his proof of address.
If he's at work residence, ask the HR to give him a payslip. Just needs to be on the payslip as well.
There we are.
But sorry, Hardus, there's the client whom I signed, and she took the clothing account for proof of residence, and it was rejected.
Okay.
We had to go to...
Please, one of the things that I'm not the FICA expert. By law, we are only allowed to accept certain documents as proof of residence. So when we are done with the sales training, please go to one of the trading account ladies and ask them to give you a printout